Hello and welcome to Meniere's Disease Warrior, where I talk about my experiences with Meniere's disease, and things that I've tried and things that I haven't tried, and just overall experience to help you feel that like you're not alone. Okay, I am not a doctor. I am not a researcher. I'm a man living with Meniere's disease, sharing my experience, and that's it. Because you know what? A lot of times we all feel alone. So this is so you don't feel alone. You can make decisions based on my experience. Like I said, I wish I had this when I first started. Instead, I had a good friend who talked me through a lot. And I still have that friend today. And hopefully, we'll be seeing each other in May again. So, let's talk about today. So, as a lot of you know, I had a cochlear implant put in July. I had surgery in July. I had it activated in August. When they activated it, they can only activate like 4 channels out of 16 because I was getting a lot of mouth twitching and things like that, which was fine because it was new. In the beginning of my journey with the cochlear implant, it was, in the beginning it was, clicks and whistles and static, tons of static, all this stuff. Okay, it's new. The nerve hasn't been used in a long time, since 2019 when I had a labyrinthectomy done. So, okay. All right, well, it'll get better. It'll get better. That's what they kept telling me. So, went at the end of August for adjustments and things like that. And I was still getting the clicks and the static and all this when they activated channels. They didn't do a hearing test at that point. But they wanted to try to narrow in with the loudness and the softness and all this stuff. So I was still having problems, but they did activate a couple more channels. So I think I was at about 8 at that point out of the 16. So it was better, but nothing I could write home about. So I went again in October, and then they did the hearing test. So I had 0 word recognition, 0 sentence recognition, 0. It was all this. So they made adjustments. They activated now up to 11 channels. And, we went from there because I was hearing a little better. So after that, I was starting to hear a little better. I could recognize words. The television didn't sound staticky as bad. I mean, the voices were still, but it didn't, I could kind of understand, especially when my right ear is doing some work. So, I went today, and they did the hearing test. So, I had a 40% word recognition, and I had a 25% sentence recognition. That's awesome. To go that far in 3 months was from 0 to 40, 0 to 25. Great. I'll take it. And I have been noticing a big difference in my hearing because I've been working on it. I've been doing the word programs that repeat the word, select the word, doing that stuff, trying to stream more with this. So I've been really putting that and wearing it almost all day. I don't take it off. Once it's on, I only take it off to change battery or when I go to bed. Even though I do fall asleep on a chair, on a recliner with it in. But yeah, it was a great improvement. So now today, they turned on all the channels, all the electrodes. They were electrodes, not channels. All the electrodes, 16 electrodes, and 122 channels combined. So now everything is on. When we did that, we're doing our adjustments, and I'm like, whoa, I can hear so much better. But everything was still echoey, So I was kind of like, wow, this is better, but now even that is even louder. And so the guy from Advanced Bionics, because I met with my urologist, sorry, wrong doctor, my audiologist, and the guy from Advanced Bionics. We've been working together because of the facial twitch. So when we did everything, there was no facial twitch today. There was nothing. We could raise things up. But it was still, blah, I could still hear all that. So what they did, and I took it off, they turned this microphone off. This one right here. And I'm hoping they can have an adapter to get rid of that thing. But yeah, they turned this off. And now the hearing was way better. Way clearer. Because it's using, there's 3 microphones on here. There's 4 microphones. There's one here, there's one there, one here, and then behind the rocker. I don't know if you can see it. Behind the rocker, there's a microphone there. Okay? So, and that's the other one. So these 3 are working, just like they would on my hearing aid. Okay? And it's so much better. It's so much better. Like I just went to the bathroom and the bathroom fan was on and I was like, oh, I could actually hear the fan noise and not just, I can actually hear what they're talking about out there without hearing. Now, it's not their clear voice, but it's, it's still like a robot. Yeah. The lazy cow jumped over the frog, or whatever it is, that's what they say. But it's better. It's way better. So, just like with everything, just like with the cochlear implant, the Meniere's disease, everything takes time. There's no quick fix like people like to think. There is no quick fix. Even with cochlear, it takes time. Now, I know there's people that have come out and said, oh, I could hear it perfectly as soon as they activated it. Now I'm fine, and I didn't have to go back. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I asked my doctor that. I asked the audiologist that, and I asked the guy from Advanced Bionics. He goes, it's rare. Does it happen from time to time? Yes. But those are the ones who are like, they lost the hearing, the nerve, something's not working. They do it right away. They do it right away. There's no waiting period like you did, and like most people do. Sometimes people get lucky. So you do it like that. And it's rare, but it happens. The people can hear clearer right away. For the most part, no. And they said, I'm like right in the middle, just like where everybody else would be with it newly activated. They're still considering, 5 months out, newly activated. So I'm happy. They're happy. My wife is happy. Everybody's happy. It's a great day. And even later when I got home, my kids did knock down the back. We had snow last night, like 2 inches. They knocked the back down from the snowplow. Tried to clean up some of the driveway. I actually went out and cleaned up more of it. Now, I didn't dig down and throw, because that usually gives me vertigo. I just pushed the snow with a shovel, like a snowplow. And yeah, I got the back end clear. I got the car between the cars clear. And I was actually proud of myself because I haven't done something like that in years. And that's because of the sac decompression surgery, because I don't have the fluid building up. But, I mean, we've got a major storm coming. They're talking 1 to 2 feet coming this weekend. But I probably won't be shoveling. I don't think they'll let me out there to do it. The only way I think I was allowed to do it today was I was by myself. If my wife was home, she wouldn't let me do that. And sometimes that's what I have to do. I have to just do it and then say, hey, look what I did. But yeah, today's been great. But if you're thinking about Cochlear, your doctor's talking to you about it, honestly, I would give it a shot. What's the worst? I mean, like, I got lucky. My insurance paid for everything. Medicare and Mass Health paid for everything. So I'm lucky. I know some people got to spend money. So you want to make sure it works. But talk to people. Go into some of the Cochlear implant groups. Talk to people. Ask questions. And, there's not really a stupid question. Unless you can actually Google it and find the answer, like with somebody posted the other day about GLP-1 semaglutide. I mean, you could have Googled that and got your answer. It's not really a stupid question, but it's kind of a question of like, why? So yeah, ask your questions, talk to your doctor, talk to other people with cochlear implants, look up companies like Advanced Bionics, Cochlear America. Um, you can actually talk to them too and ask them questions. But, you know, really consider it. Don't shy away from it. And yes, of course, with anything, there's always a chance that it isn't going to work at all. But, and I do know somebody who it didn't work at all. But, you know, um, it might be worth a shot. You know, or at least like I had cross hearing aids for a while. So I mean, the sound was going in this ear, coming out here, going in here. Yeah, I could hear, but it wasn't like now. I mean, the other yesterday, perfect example. Before we even did the adjustments, I'm in here doing some work. My grandson, who I thought was on his computer in the living room, all of a sudden I heard some noise, and it was in the kitchen. I would have never been able to hear that in October. So I ran in there, and there he is. He set up these steps to get Thin Mints, the Girl Scout cookies, to get one off the refrigerator. I'm like, no! But I would have never been. He probably could have had that whole box, and I wouldn't have known before because I wouldn't have been able to hear him. I mean, yeah, I come out of my office every few minutes to make sure he's okay, but so yeah, it's just being able to hear what he's doing is such a relief. And on that note, I will talk to you all later. Have a great day. And if you like what you see, please like, hit subscribe, and you can see more of my videos when they come out. So I'll talk to you all soon. Goodbye.